Sure. Hello, my friends. Now I just started record. I forget for a while. Now today we are going to learn how Salesforce manage the data. This is really important because if you get this part, which will be really easy, you will learn in no time, then everything will be way more easier. Because if you get the structure in Salesforce, then everything will be really nice for you. Now, what are we going to do today? Hopefully, I believe we will not be able to finish today because there are lots of data and lots of data types, but at least we are going to start. Now, we are going to learn how Salesforce organizes data, and we are going to learn objects, fields, applications also, and field data types. Lots of things to learn today. But step by step, we are going to learn. Yesterday, I believe we had this structure. I want to show it again as a recap. In Salesforce, we have three different parts. One of them is called database, which means today you are going to learn you have some objects in your database. You have some, these are called objects, my friends. You have some objects in database. And then you create applications with all these objects. And then this is called backend or database. You are going to learn how to create your database. We are going to start today, yeah. And then, my friends, we have second structure, users. While we are learning security, you will understand what does user mean. Till that time, maybe it will take, I believe, at least 3 weeks, maybe more. You will not understand anything about users. And there is another structure. You will never learn this because Salesforce provides this structure. You know, if you want to create an application, a program, you need to know all these things. What is request? What's a controller? Lots of things. And developers, I mean, not Salesforce developers. These are maybe Java developers or maybe Apex developers. They create this program. Salesforce provides this part. You don't even think about this part. No need to think. All security, lots of things. And it takes really huge time and it's really expensive. And Salesforce did everything. Now, as an admin or as a developer, you need to understand backend, which means how to create objects, fields, and some kind of security, and the users. That's all. And with all these three parts, we name as your org, which we have already opened one. Okay, now we are going to learn this backend part, which means database. For maybe 3 weeks, we are going to focus this part. Okay, now I think this is more than enough. Let's go. And how does Salesforce organize data? We have structure, we have org, which you have already opened. Here it is. Let me open an application. Yesterday you have seen this. Here it is. Let me try to open. Yeah. This whole structure is called your organization, your org. Okay. And secondly, you need to understand what is app, which we say application or app. App is the combination of, I will say, this objects. And you will understand in no time because I'm going to show you a PowerPoint. And then you need to understand what is object. Also, in objects, we have fields, and also we have records. Now, let's go and understand this structure. Here it is. We have applications in Salesforce. When you click and open your Salesforce org, if you click this 9 dot, which we call App Launcher, if you click this part, And if you scroll down and see view all, if you click this part, this all parts are called applications. These are called applications. Today, we are going to create a new application. These are called applications. Samra says that she cannot hear. Is there any problem about my voice, or can you hear, my friends?
Yes.
Yeah, there's no problem. Okay, Samra, I think you have some connection issues. Yeah, you can log out and log in. I believe it will fix. Okay, now, these are called applications, my friends. Today, we are going to create one application. But what is an application? Please check this one. In Salesforce, as I try to explain, we have objects, which you are going to learn today. We have some objects. These are called objects, my friends. And let's assume that this is account object, this is opportunity object, this is contact object, and this is student object. Sorry, I forget to translate it. This is student object. Application means if you want to create, sorry, my friends, I have to stop this one. Okay. You may have lots of objects. If you use these objects, and it can be 1, 3, 5, 10, whatever. And if you collect these objects together, you name as application. This is called application, my friends. This is one application. And if you want, you can create another application with using other objects. Also, if you want, these are standard objects, standard applications, my friends. If you want, you can create your own application, which is called university. You see, with using these objects, you can create applications. Because of this, objects in Salesforce is really important. Objects in Salesforce is really important. You have to understand the object, not the applications. You have to understand objects, my friends. If you understand this, applications will be a piece of cake for you. Okay? Now, I hope you get the logic. With using all applications, all objects, we create applications. But you should understand this part. Please check this one. You see, you are going to use this object in every, not in every. If you want, you can also. But you see, you are using this opportunity in first application. Also, you are using this opportunity in second application. Also, in third application. Now, if you, let's say, I'm assuming that you give some records, which means some data. If you want to input some data, we say insert data. This second application will be able to access this data. With using the first application, you provide something, let's say name. With using the first application, you say, yes, your name is Ahmed. You can think that I can reach this name if I use this application. No. With using the second application, you can say that, what's your name? And he will respond that, my name is Ahmed. This is really important, my friends. You have to be careful about this. Application means combination of some objects. If you collect together, you call them applications. But in one object, if you insert a record, you can see that record, you can fetch that record with using the second application. This is important, my friends, because we have to handle this. Maybe in 3 months, you are going to learn security, which you are going to deal with this problem. You will say that now, if someone creates a record with using first application, and if I want to use the second application, nobody should be able to see this record. You can do this. But for now, everybody who uses this opportunity object, they can reach your data. This is related to security part, my friends. You are going to learn maybe in a month. This is called application. Now, as I try to explain, objects are the most important structure in Salesforce because we create everything with objects. When I say objects, yesterday I tried to show you, you should understand that this is some kind of Excel. This is some kind of Excel. If I say that field, which you are going to learn, the Excel column names, you see, we have dealership here. This is a column name, right? You use here. This is called field, my friends. But all the objects means, my friends, this Excel sheet. You should think about that, okay? You should understand like this, sorry. You don't need to think. Okay, let me try to clean. Now, I believe you are getting this part. And as you see, customer name, this is the field name, and you use here. And also, whatever you want, you can do. And today we are going to create one object, hopefully. And objects, we have two different types. Object, we have two different types, my friends. One of them is called standard objects, and the other one is called custom objects. Standard objects are created by Salesforce. We say out of box. It's created by Salesforce and it's ready to use, like account object, contact object, lead object. Let me show you them because we are going to use them today. Now, if you open your org, you see these are all objects, my friends. This is customer object. Not customer, not about customer. These are objects you are going to learn, not for now. These are just, you should understand that this is object, that's all. Now, you see, we have lots of objects which is created by Salesforce, which are created by Salesforce, and you can use it right away. You see, we have account object here. We have account object here, okay. Now, in Salesforce, in sales application, in this application, I hope you can see, my friends, here, you see, they use this account object in sales application. Now, I'm going to open another application. Let's go with service. This is another application, my friends. You see, here it is. You have account object too, which means we have only one object, but we can use it in several applications, my friends. I hope you are getting the point. You see, I opened service application. Here it is account, and here is the object. Now, because of this, you should understand object really well. I know it's lots of, how would I say, theoretical part, but when we start to create, you will get, my friends. Now, we have two different objects. One of them is called standard, which means Salesforce already created them. And we are going to create some custom objects today. We can do that. As an admin, you have that power to create a new object, my friends. When you create an object, these fields are created automatically. What does this mean? Let me show you, my friends. Here it is. Let's assume that, which we are going to create today, we created a student object. I hope you can see here. This is the object name, my friends. I said student. When you create a student object, these fields are created by Salesforce right away. They don't ask you if you want to create or not. They will create these fields. And this will be the first field. They will ask you, how do you want us to create? But they have to create this one too. Other than this, you are going to create all these fields, my friends. Which means, first, if you create an object, these fields are created automatically. These are called system fields, and they will ask, this is some kind of name of your record you are going to learn. They ask that, how do you want us to create a field? And then the others will be created by you. These are called system fields, my friends. System fields. Okay. It's really hard to manage lots of things, my friends. Here it is. Now, we have lots of system fields. Don't think about that, but the most important thing is this ID, my friends. You are going to learn what does ID mean. This is really important because we have to define the record and we use ID for that one. Now, my friends, I hope you are getting the point. When we start creating, you are going to learn all of them. Now, as you see, you should understand, this is the third time I'm repeating the same thing, my friends. These are called fields, okay? These are all called fields. And in this field, we have records. This is one record. But in database, they store data like this, but in your user interface, you see like this. It's the same thing, actually. But, this user interface makes pretty. That's all. Now, we are responsible for this one. You are going to change everything. You will say that now, I don't want our customer or our user. This is your power you can do. Let's assume that this field, do you want to show here or not? You may say that, no, I don't need to show this field in this interface, and you will hide it. Or you can say that I want only one user should see this field, which is CEO, let me assume. CEO can see this. Other than CEO, nobody should be able to see this field. You are going to do that one. But actually, what does this mean? This field, this UI, and this record are the same thing. Now, let me show you in your org. Here it is. Let's go accounts. But I want to use sales application because we are going to learn sales cloud. Let's open an account or opportunity, whatever you name. Let's open one account, or sorry, one opportunity. Please click details. You are going to learn all of them, my friends. Please click details. If you click details, here it is. You see, these are all fields, my friends. You can say that. Now we have as you see, I opened opportunity object. We have an opportunity. And in this opportunity, we have opportunity owner fields, opportunity owner fields, opportunity name fields, opportunity name fields, and account name field, account name field, amount field, amount field. You should understand this part. This is an Excel sheet. It's not exactly Excel sheet, but you can understand like that. Okay, you can imagine like that. And these are only one record. Amount is 2 million something. And the opportunity name is XXXYYY, whatever. And account name is, you see, Burlington Textile, Burlington Textile. All this part shows this only one record. Okay, this is, you see, it's really nice. You can understand everything. Okay, this is the way we try to show. Let's proceed, my friends. It's not this. Let me close this one. Oh, I closed all of them, my friends. Sorry, I need to open it again. Sorry. It can happen. It's not nice, but it happened. Sorry. I hope you get the point. And we are going to create some fields, my friends. But the most important thing in this Excel sheet, because I believe you will get this part. It's really easy. You see, you can provide name. Name should be text, right? But if you want to create a field about date of birth, this is text. This is different than text, right? We have date in it. And if you want to create a field named phone, the data type of this field should be phone, which means it's different than date. Now, all fields should have one kind of field. Today, you are going to learn, at least start to learn, these fields. Let me repeat again. When you create a field, you have to provide the data type. You are going to store some information here. You should say that, okay, this will be text. This field will be full of text, like string, we say string, but name, address, whatever you say, okay? And if you create another one, let's assume that you are going to store phone numbers here. You will say that now in this column, I'm going to store phone numbers, which is the data type will be phone. Okay, you are going to learn all these data types. You are going to start learning today, my friends. I know it's theoretical. As I try to explain, you are going to learn all these things, okay? We have, as you see, lots of data types. Learning this data type will take at least 3 weeks because we are going to create lots of fields in our object. Now, when you create a field, you will know, don't think too much. And I want to skip this part because I just want to show you how to create an application. Now, it took how many minutes? I don't know. Let's say half an hour. This was the theoretical part. Now, let's go and create our first application, my friends. Let's go and create our first application. Please click this gear icon. Click Setup. We need hands-on. I hope you are doing with me. Please write app here. After writing app, please click App Manager. Okay. After clicking, please, let's make it. You see, we have lots of applications. These are out of box, which means Salesforce already created all of them. You don't need to think. It's already there, my friends. Okay. Now we are going to create one. But first, I want you to understand, you see, application type. We used to have 2 kinds of applications. One of them is called Classic. The other one is called Lightning. Maybe more than 5 years, we don't create any Classic application. we create Lightning application, my friends. This is the new version. You have to learn Lightning application, and we are going to teach Lightning applications. Okay. Now, let's go and create one application. Please click New Lightning application. Please click Lightning application. Here it is. This is my application. Now, I hope you are doing with me. Now, I will give the name of application. I will say that, okay, my application will be university. This will be university application. If you want, you can write your name here because you are the developer. Okay. Now, you see, when you click this, if you want to see all applications, we have really nice pictures here. You see, this is one, this is another, this is another. Now, if you want a nice looking for your application, you may want to upload an image. Now, for this, what picture you want, you can download. But for now, I will go and open flowers. You see, we have lots of flowers here. I'm going to open one. Which flower you like? I think this is really nice. I'm going to open this. And I'm going to use this flower as my icon. I'm going to click and download it, my friends. You see, we have saved image as. I will go with nice flower. This flower, I'm going to use this flower as my picture. I saved it. That's all. Now, here we are. You are going to upload now. Ali, you are going to upload now. Here it is. I gave my application name, and I'm going to upload. When I click here, you see, it just reached my downloads file, and here it is. I'm going to click this flower, and I will say open. Here it is. You see, this will be my nice looking picture. And I believe you are doing with me because I'm going really slow. Now, you should understand what does this mean, my friends, because we have steps. After uploading, you see we have blue color here. It's blue, and also it's some kind of blue, you see. You may need to change this looking. You may say that, okay, now I don't like blue. I want, here it is, some kind of green. It's all up to you. And you should say, okay, here, this color, I like it. I want to use this color. It's making some kind of nice looking, that's all. If say done, okay, everything is settled. Now, your icon, let me show you again. Your application icon, you see we have this cell phone, this chat box. Yours will be, mine will be a flower. If you want, you can change it later. You can change everything, not everything, but most of things later. And I selected, you know, this have blue looking. I said, no, I want green. That's all. If you want, you can provide some description, you may say that now this is related to university account, something like that, okay? Or school, whatever you say. I will go with next. This is the only part, my friends. You cannot change it later. Other than this, you can update it if you want. Okay? Please be careful about this part, and standard navigation should be selected. Console is old version. I highly recommend not to select console navigation because you have to do lots of things. Please select standard navigation. Now, let's go. And in this part, it's asking who will use or which device you are going to use this application. You can say that I will only use in desktops or on phone, or you can choose both. This application will be used with someone, right? Someone will use this, and you may say that now it should be just used in the phone or on. Okay. Okay, we have a question. I didn't do anything. I just said next. Now let's go back. We selected a lot of things here, and then I said next. That's all. Just you should be careful about this part. Don't change it. It should be standard. Other than this, you can change it later if you want. You can update it. Now, I hope you get this part. About this, when you click, my friends, you see, when you click here, you have two different setups. One of them is service, one of them is setup. We are going to use this blue setup. It's asking that one. Which one you want? You say that I want full. Or if you are going to create a service cloud, you may need to use this one. But for now, we are going to use in Sales Cloud, which means we have to select the first one. Okay, I hope everything is ready. You can change it if you want. Yıldız. Let me show you. Here it is. If you select, you see there is a white dot here. Please change this. Okay. Güzel. You can change it later. You don't need to think that much. You can change it later. Now, this is important, my friends. This is important. You are going to use it later. I'll just try to explain it because we are going to update this part, okay? Now, but you should understand, disable end user personalization. What does this mean? If you check this part, you see you have a pen here. Don't do this, but I'm going to show you something. With clicking this, we have lots of tabs here. You see, we have lots of tabs. If you want, you can add another tab here. I don't know if they have asset. I said, okay, I want to add one more. You see, I added this one. It's asking that, do you want to give permission? This is some kind of permission, the user, to add new objects on their screen. If I say, I don't want to give permission, the application will be as is. You should click this one. If you make it empty, which means they can personalize, they can add the other objects. It's all up to your task. If your manager said that I want you to create an application, but the users, Mahmoud, CEO, sales manager, they shouldn't be able to add any other object, then you should say that, okay, now nobody can add another object there. For now, I will leave it as is because you are going to see, okay? And this is, you see, outside of this application, which means we have third-party systems. Don't think about this. Just focus on this part because when time passes, you will understand everything. That's all for now. And let's proceed. I'm clicking next. Don't think about this utility. You are going to learn it later. And next. Now, I want you to understand what was an application. Here it is. An application was, my friends, I hope you remember. Oops, don't go anywhere. Now, I'm creating an application, university application. I selected my picture. I said nobody should update it anyway. And then now it's time to select the objects. Which objects do you want to use in your application? Which objects do you want to use in your application? Now it's asking me that. Let me clear this page and let me make it like this. Sorry, here it is. Okay. Now let's go and select our objects. Which object do you want to use? Let's go only for one because we are going to update it. Now, students, we don't have Java. We don't have student object. We have to create first. But for now, we didn't create any custom objects. There's no student here. If you want, you can try. Let's go. No, there's no student object here because it's not created. Now, we just have account and please select only one object. As I said, you can update it later. You can add, you can remove, whatever you want, you can do. But first, I want you to create the first application, okay? Here is my account. I selected only one object. Can it be 100? Why not? But for now, I want only one. Okay, here is my account object. Now, I'm going to click next. As I said, you are going to create a new object today and you are going to add here, okay? Next. Now, this is important. When you see profile, for now, you should understand users. Now, it's asking me, which user is going to use this application? For now, you should understand as user, but later you are going to understand what does profile mean. Okay, now it's asking me, who will use this application? Okay. First, admin, because I'm going to use this. Please select admin, right? Admin here. You see, you are the system admin. Add here. And I highly recommend you to add standard users because we are going to use lots of, okay? Here it is. Now, what I said, the users in near future, you will understand, my friends, who has this profile, they are going to use this application. Other than this, nobody can use my application. Okay? I want you to understand the part, my friends. Because of this, I want you to show this. We have backend and users. While creating this backend, our database, it's asking me, who is going to use this application? Okay, I said, now only not two, don't understand like two, but two profile. They are going to use this application. That's all. When you say save and finish, congratulations, you have created your first application. That's all. Now, let's go and check if it is here. You see, I was on homepage as an admin. I created an application. Now I'm going to see the effects in this in your org in product environment. This is called product environment, but I will say your org, okay? The user, let's say your CEO, your sales manager, they can see now. Let's go and check. I want to first refresh. Let's go and check here. Let's go click view all. You see, my friends, here it is. We have our first application. Now, yesterday you learned, I believe, we can sort it if you want. I can say that, no, I want you to here. I want my application here. Just drag and drop, that's all. Okay. If you click this university, here it is. You see, application and only one object. Let me show you again. If you click view all, you see these are all applications. This is custom application which you created. When I say custom, means you created. These are all standard, which means Salesforce already created. You didn't do anything about this. Now, if you click your university application, here it is, voila. You see, we have only one object. One object. I hope you created with me. That's all. It's nice, right? Now, this is the first step for you. You learned how to create an object. Now, we have something here. As you can understand, this is the application name, right? We name it. And this is called tab, but it represents account object. This is called tab, and it represents account object, which means an Excel sheet. Okay? Now, let me click this account object. Here it is. We have something here. If you click all accounts, you see you have these accounts. These are all called records. These are all called records. You have 15 different records. Okay. Now, I highly recommend you to click this. Why? Because you will, at least for a while, you will want to see just all accounts. Now, I'm going to pin this, which means when I open account object, I'm going to see this list. Okay? One of our friends says that I cannot see this, if I'm not wrong. Now, let's go and edit this application. We can edit it. How we will edit? Okay, let me go App Manager. Please write, I'm on your setup page. Please write app, my friends. Now we are going to edit our application, which we can. Now, I have to find my application here. This is the list. You see, it's at the bottom because I created as university. Now, I'm going to click this one and go at the right. Now you can edit, my friends. Here it is. We have edit. I'm going to edit for a while. I'm going to show you. If you click edit, here we are. I hope you remember this part. You see, while we created our first application, we name as university. You see, this is the flower we used, and this is the color I have used. This is the first part. Now, if you select the second tab, let me click. You see, I can change everything, but navigation style. You cannot change this one. Other than this, if you want, you can change it. You can edit it, okay? For one of my friends, I think you clicked this part, okay? If you click this part, you will not be able to see that pen, which means you cannot edit later, okay? Now, if you click navigation items, it's warning me. It says that you made some changes. Do you want to save it or not? Okay, let me show you. I'm going to change it. I know it's break time, but you see, I have a pen here. You know what does this mean, right? Which means you can add some objects if you want. But for now, no. I want to disable it. I want to disable it. Now, how can I disable it? Here is my setup page. I will say, nope, you are not allowed to edit your application. Arzu, you are asking a really main question. Let me finish. Now, I made some changes. Let me click save. Okay, this part is done. Now, I want to show you navigation items. You see, we have account here. We have account here, only one. Now, I want to add another object, which is opportunity. I'm going to select and add to my navigation items. You see, I have two now. I'm going to save it. That's all. Now, if you want, please click user profiles. You can edit your profiles too. You can add or remove. Let's go remove it. This is standard user. I want to remove this profile. You should just click this part. Okay, now let me click. You see, there is only one profile which can use this application. Now I'm going to save it. I have to save it. I have to save it. Let me click save. Everything is ready. Now it's done. Let me show you, and we are going to give a break. Here we are, please. You see, I have a pen here, which means I can edit now. As you see, I have only one object, which is called tab, one object. I'm going to refresh my page. It needs time. Now let's go, because you remember, right? It's a multi-tenant architecture, which means we need some resource. We asked Salesforce that we want to make some changes. It's going to take time. Now let's go and give break, 10 minutes break. After 10 minutes, I believe when we refresh, we are going to see the changes. Now it's time for break, my friends. If you have any question, text me. I will be here. I'm going to answer your questions, my friends. I'm going to stop now. Okay. We are back, my friends. I think you have learned how to create an application and how to update it. Let me show you one more time how to edit your application. You may need. Okay. Now, please, we are on your setup page. Write App Manager. When you click this App Manager, you will be able to see all applications in your org. We created this university application. It's at the bottom. And if you want to edit, you should click this part. Let me click now. And then you should select Edit. After clicking Edit, you see we have pages. I hope you remember this part because we named as university, and don't change, but I'm going to change it. This is my naming convention. I usually say AA because I want to see at the top. University, I don't need now. You see, I changed the name. If I change something on my page, you see, I have a warning here. It says, now you made some changes. Do you want to save it? And because I want to make some changes and I have to save. After saving, that's all. It's saved. Now, if you want, you can have some options, which means if you want to use on your desktop or phone, whatever. And this is important, my friends. I try to explain it. If you don't want anybody update your application, you should select this one. Nobody can personalize it. That's all. Okay? As I said, it's all up to you. Now, I want to give permission that they can personalize it, which means they can add or remove, not remove, they can add additional objects. Now, I'm going to change it. I'm going to allow them. Okay? And let's save it. It's all done. Now, I want to add another navigation items. I have two. Let's go and add some home. This is another object. I added, and I said save it. Now, it will be 3 for the users. If I want, I can add some user. Let's go and add standard user. You don't need to do because we have already done this. Okay, you don't need to, but I'm just repeating it. I'm making a quick recap. When I say save it, that's all done. Now, the thing is, Salesforce has a multi-tenant architecture, which means we have resources. We need to wait for a while, maybe 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes, okay? When I refresh, everything should be set, but for now, which means I need to wait for a while. You see, even I refreshed, it didn't allow me to see home page or this pan, which means maybe in 2 or 3 minutes, I'll be able to see. That's all. We learned how to create a new application and how to edit that application. This was the first step. Let's proceed, my friends. Let's proceed. Now, we are going to create an object. If we, as an admin, we create something we name as custom object or custom application. If it is created by Salesforce, we say standard application, standard object, or standard field. If I name standard, which means Salesforce have already created this. When I say custom, which means as an admin, I'm going to create. Now, it's time to create a custom object. I hope you know what does object mean, right? We have explained this. I'm going to create a database, actually, named, I will give the name as a student because I'm creating a university application, which means I need students, right? Okay, now let's go and create an object. We have created custom. Here we are. How we can create object? How we can create an object? Please go to your setup page. This is not setup page. This is setup page, but this is, you see, application settings. No, I don't want. I want this setup page. Here we are. Now, everything related to object is done with this tab. Everything related to object. Other than object, you are going to use home page, okay? Now, please click, because we are going to create a custom object, we should click Object Manager. Here we are. You see, we have lots of objects here, which are standard objects, which means Salesforce already created all of them. And as you see, they are named as standard object. Now, I'm going to create a new custom object. I'm going to create a new custom object. Now, as you know, I need a student, right? Because I'm creating a application for university. Actually, I should say school app, but you will understand anyway. Now, how can I do this? Please go to create part here. Now, I'm going to create a new object. After clicking this create, you should just say custom object. Custom object. Let's click custom object. Here we are. Now, we have to provide something. We are going to learn what all these things mean. First, the label. Label means, my friends, the name, it will appear on the screen. I'm going to create a student object. Here it is, student. This will be my student object. And it says plural. Why? Because you see, it says accounts, because it's showing me several accounts. Because of it says, please provide the plural. That's all for that, nothing else. Okay, let me go and say, this will be students. If you want, you can write like this. It's all up to you, my friends. I write all uppercase. Now, you know, in English, we have a and an. If it starts with vowel, you should say that an object, because of it's asking that. But in Turkish, we don't have. S starts with, it doesn't start with vowel, because it's, I will say empty. Okay, let's scroll down. You don't need to think this much. And this is important, my friends. This part is important. Now, let me show you my Excel again. I said, these red fields, they are created by Salesforce. They don't ask you if I give permission or not. They will create this one, no matter what. But this part, it's all up to me. They say that now you have to create a name. This field name is called name. You are going to learn what does field name. You see, it's name. Now, what do you want? Do you want us to create the name, or do you want you to create the name? Now, I will say that this is all up to me. And you know, I can change it later. If I say that, you see, I want you to create this student name. It's not the name, my friends. It's called name, but it cannot be name. It can be number. Okay. I will say that because all students need to have a number, especially in school. I believe 95% of our friends are from Turkey, and we have okul numarası, which means school number, right? And it's all unique. All students must have a unique school number. This is it. If you want, you can give like that. Now let's go, because we are going to change this. As you know, we can edit anytime. First, please select auto number. Okay. Now, I'm going to change this name to number. Okay. This will be given by Salesforce. It will be automatic. Now, which format do I want? You see, here is an example. Here is an example. If you want, you can copy from here and click here. Okay. Now, I want to change it. I want to change the structure. You can name it A, or I will say student. Okay. Student 1, student 2, student 3. It will be like that. And it says, which number do you want to start? From 1 or 100? Let's go with 100 because I want to see the difference. Okay. Now, what is going to be done? You know, when I create a student, the number of that student will be 100. When I create the second student, it will be 101, 102, 3, 4. It will go like that. Okay. But as you know, I can change it later. I can edit everything. For now, it's done. Let's scroll down. We have optional features. You are going to learn all of them, my friends, but not now. Because of this, don't think too much, just check it. Because it's related, not advanced, but it's related to next topics, not now, maybe 1 month later, you are going to learn what does report mean. Because we have a topic related to reports and charts, you are going to see it later. Okay, let's scroll down. This part, deployment status. You know, it's asking me, is it ready? Which means if it is ready, it should be deployed, which means the CEO or the sales representative, they will use right away. But most of the time, while you are working, you should select in development, which means I'm creating now. It's not done. It's not ready yet. Okay, but for learning purpose, we are going to say that everything is ready. You can use it right away. Because of this, we should select deployed because we want to see the changes, right? Because of this, we should select deployed. If you say development, which means you are working on it, it's not finished. But for now, we will say, okay, everything is ready. You can use it. Now, don't think about this part and just check it. You are going to learn it later, my friends. Be patient. Here we are. The most important thing, not important, but you should understand this part. What does tab mean? What does tab mean? Tab means, my friends, tab means this is called tab. This is called tab. If you don't create a tab, you cannot use that object in your application. Think like this. You are creating an object. This is called student object. This is your application, university application. Now, we are creating student object. Okay. If you want to use in your application, you have to create a tab for this student object. Then you can use in your application. If you don't create tab, you cannot use this application in your, you cannot use this object in your application. You need to create a tab. This is important. Now, it's asking me. Let's go to our page. It says, you are at the end. After clicking save, do you want to create tab right away, or do you want to wait for a while? This is asking that question. Let me repeat again. If I check this part and I save it, another window will pop up and it will ask which kind of tab you want to create. If I don't check this part, which means my object is ready and I can create tab later. It's all up to me. But for now, I want to create right away. Because of this, I'm checking this one. I say, okay, everything is settled. My object is ready. Now I want to create a tab for this. Okay? And this part, check it because you are going to see. As I said, you can manage it. You can edit it later if you want. For now, I want to create the tab right away. After I click save, I'll be able to create the new tab. Okay? Now everything is settled. I said, this is my label. This is my plural name, which will be shown on the UI. I said, please provide the student number. Okay. And I said, check all these things. I said, it's deployed, which means it's ready to use. And I want to create the tab right away. Let's go and say save. You see, it's tab now. This tab pop up, which means it's asking me, do you want to create now? Yes. Now, please create your tab. If you don't create a tab, you cannot use that object in your application. If you want to use an object in your application, you have to create a tab. Now, let's go and learn how to create a tab. Are we clear till now, my friends? Is there any question? Am I going fast? Is everything cool? If I'm fast, please let me know. Thank you, Sevim. I need feedback, you know that. Sümeyye Hüsnü, thank you so much. Yıldız said, perfect. Everything is clear. Zafer said, you don't have tab on your screen. Nurcan, I'm going to create, you will not, if you want, you can, but I'm going to create another object. Just give me some time, okay? I'm going to create another object. It will be a little bit faster than this. No, Ibrahim, you said tab means field. No, it's not field. It's totally different. Tab means we are creating an icon that we can use in our application. Field is totally different than application. Just be patient. You are going to learn all of them. Okay, you are going to learn all of them because this is the first time you see. It's really hard to digest right away. It needs time. Okay, now I have to create the tab. I have to create the tab. Let me create the tab. Which object I'm going to create? Student object. I'm creating a tab for student object, right? Okay. Tab style. What does this mean? Let me go. You see, we have something here. And let me change to opportunities. You see, it changed. This is called style. And it's asking me, do you want any style? Yes, I want. Please click this lookup window. Here it is. These are the types. Whichever you want, you can select. I want to select helicopter. Whatever you want. Okay, whatever you want, it's all up to you. Now, I selected this one. If you want, you can change it. Let me change it, or book. It will be nice because it's related to student, right? Okay. Nothing else. Now, after clicking this, let me make it a little bit bigger. Please click next. Because I selected my tab style, now I need to click next. Let's click next. Here we are. It is, in Salesforce, security is really important. Security is really important. Security is really important. And it's asking me, who will use this tab? For now, don't do anything. You are going to learn it later. But these are all users, my friends. You see? These are all, when you see profile, for now, you should understand users. Okay? Please don't do anything here. You will going to learn it later, maybe 1 month later. Okay? Maybe 1.5 months later. Okay. Everything is settled. I want everybody for this, use this tab. I'm going to say next. Here it is. You see, it says which applications should use this object right away. Ali, don't think too much. You have a question, is profile and user? No, they are not the same, but they are related. Don't think too much for now because you cannot digest everything. Just wait. Just focus how we create a tab, how we create an object, because users and profile are related to security part. It's later, maybe 1 month later, you are going to learn. Don't think too much. We will turn back and we will show all these things again. But for now, you are just creating an object, okay? Now, if you click, you see, you are saying that now I'm creating a tab, okay? And all these applications will use right away. You will see on your application right away. You are adding this object, okay? If you want, you can deselect and you can edit later. It's all up to you, okay? Now, I want to use in all my applications. I didn't select anyone. I said save. That's all. What I have done, I created an object and also I created a tab. You should understand the structure, my friends. Otherwise, it will be hard for you. First, I created student object. I have lots of applications. One of them is university application. This is custom application. One of them is sales application. This is standard application. One service application, and we have lots of applications. After creating this object, Salesforce created some fields automatically. They don't ask me. And only one, they ask me. They say that you are going to create a field, you have to. Which kind of field you want? Do you want us to give the name or will you give it? I said, okay, now you can give it because this will be a student number. I said, you can provide this name. After creating this object, now I need to use in my applications, right? To use this object in my applications, I have to create a tab. This is totally different than fields. This is another object. I created this tab, and then after creating, I said, okay, now use or implement all these this student object to all my applications. I give this permission. We have done this. We created object, we created a tab. Now let me refresh my, you see, I don't have any student object here. I'm going to refresh. Here it is. You see, I have student object here. It was not here, but now I have a student object. I didn't create any field for now, just object. Let me check other applications. Let's go here. Select one, sales. If you click more, you see I have student object here. Because while creating my application, I said all applications can use, actually I said, please put this tab on this tab bar in all applications. I said that. Let me go and check another marketing application. You see, it's here. While I was creating, I give this permission. Okay? That's all. I hope you got the point. While creating a tab, I gave this permission. Now, let's go to our university application because we are creating this one. Now, what you have learned? You have learned how to create an application, how to create an object, and how to create a tab. That's all you learned today. Okay. I added Hawa. You can add if you want. Hawa said, I don't have home object. Okay, home tab actually. I added because I want, I want to show you one more time. While that time I added this one. If you want, you can add it right away. How you can add this tab? Now, this is a question. It's a really easy question. How can you add a new tab in your application? Please think. Let's assume that I want to add a new tab to my application because we have learned this. Okay, İlknur already gave the answer. Here we are. You should go to home. You should click this quick find and write app manager. Here we are. Which object you want to add? Which application you want to add an object? It's here, AA, don't go anywhere. Here you see AAA University because I changed the name. It was university, but now it's AAA University because I wanted to see at the top. If you go here, click this button and say edit. Here we are. I want to add a navigation item. You see, I have here home. Now I'm going to remove it. You can add, you can remove. Now I want to remove it. That's all. You see, I removed it. Oh, I did wrong. I want to add it. Okay, please click this home and click this button. You see, when you hover, it says add. Here it is. And let's assume that you want to sort it. You want to see the home at the top. Please select this one. And you see, you can change the order. Now, that's all. I'm going to save it. I have home and all my objects. Actually, these are called tabs, but you should understand like objects. Everything is settled. Let's go here. And I'm going to refresh again. It will take time to update, okay? You know that. Okay, now, what we have learned, let's repeat. We learned how to create application, how to create object, and how to create a tab. These are important, especially tab. Please create another object and create a tab. Now, I will do it a little bit fast. You can just watch, or you can do with me, but it will be a little bit fast, okay? Here we are. Let's go back. Now, I want to create another object named mother, because every student has a mother. Now, I'm going to create another object called mother. I have to go to Object Manager. I have to say that here, create. I'm going to create a custom object. Here we are. I have to name it mother. I have to say that mothers, because this is plural. Okay, let's scroll down. Now I want to give my mother name because they don't have any student number, right? I'm going to give it. Okay, that's for now. Okay, let's go click all these things. If you want, you can deselect. It's all up to you. But I want to select. Scroll down. It will be deployed. Okay. I want to allow search because if someone wants to search mother, they should be able to find. I want to create the tab right away. Let's save it. Now I need to select a tab style. Here are the styles. Which airplane. I want to select airplane. It's all up to my taste. Okay, that's all. Next. These are the users who can reach my tab. Okay, I will not do anything for now. Next. Now, I want you to see the difference because while we created first tab, I said, please don't touch anywhere. Now I'm going to change it, okay? I will give just university. Just university application we will have for now. This tab, I will say save it, that's all. Done. Let me go and check. You see I have student, but I don't have any mother. Let me refresh. Here it is. I have mother object. That's all. Let me check other applications. Let me check other applications. It's university application. Let me go and check sales application. If I click, oh, I can see student, but there is no mother. Why? Because while creating tab, I said, no, just this university application should have this tab. Others, no, they don't. I don't want them to have now, for now, but I can add if I want. Later, not now. You see, it took maybe less than 2 minutes. Zafer said, they can add later. I'm not banning them. They can add later, but not now. For now, I said only this application should have for now, but if I want, I can add later, okay? That's all, my friends, we have done. Now, let's dive into object. I hope everything is going smoothly. Let me show you again what we have done. Now, you created this object, okay? But we didn't create fields. We have fields, but they are created by Salesforce. We didn't add any fields. Which field we have? Let me show you in my Excel. In student object, Salesforce created this red fields, but you cannot see on your face, on your user interface, okay? And they asked me to create student number. I created. And from now on, when I create a record, let's say that this is my first student. Now I'm going to have S0001. But I will not have any name because I didn't create none of them. There is no. And if I want to create another, I will say 002. That's all. But these fields will be filled by Salesforce. I don't have any control on this part. I know there are fields, but I cannot control this part. Just I can. It's not control, but at least I can affect. You see, I'm going to have this one. For mother object, what's the difference between this? Let's go mothers. As I tried to explain, Salesforce created all these fields. I didn't create, it's done by Salesforce. And Salesforce asked me, do you want to create a name for your mother? I said, okay, I will provide the name. I will say Ayşe. I will say Jane, because this is the thing I want to control. Now, please watch this part. If you want, you can do with me. Let's go. You see, I have created fields. Now I'm going to create records. This will be the first record. I will name as Ayşe. And this will be second record. I'm going to name as Jane. Okay? But I don't have these fields right now. Later, I'm going to create. Okay, let's go and create. But I want you to warn, because students, I will just say create new. Salesforce will provide the number because I asked them to provide. Yes, I said, I'm going to say that this will be my first record. Salesforce will say, okay, now this is S001. I'm going to say that second, it will say that, okay, 0002, because it's automatically. I said, okay, now let's go and check this part. Here we are. This is my object. Okay. You see, on accounts, we have lots of objects. Sorry, we have lots of records. On student, we don't have any. Now, I need one record. I need one record. How can I create? Here it is. It says new record. Okay, let me click new record. Nothing. You see, I cannot control anything. I will just say save it. Oh, this is the first student I created. It has number and nothing else. Okay, I got it. I need another one. And please, my friends, you see, you have recently viewed. I highly recommend you to select all and pin it. Okay, let me repeat again. You have recently viewed. I highly recommend you to select all and pin it. Okay, because you are going to see all your records. You see, I have only one. I want to create another one. It says, okay, done. I don't have any control. I will say save. Okay, here is the student number. Let me show all of them. You see, I have only student number. Please think that these are created by Salesforce, and student number is created by Salesforce automatically. It's giving the number. Okay? It's automatic. I don't have any control. Let's go mothers. Let's go and create some mothers. Here we are, mother. I highly recommend you to check all and pin it. Now, I don't have any mother now. I'm going to create a new one. Here we are. Oh, you see, it's asking me. Salesforce says, now, what's your mother name? I will say, Ayşe. This is my mother name. Save it. You see, my mother name is Ayşe. Let me see all my mothers. When you click mothers, you are going to see all of them. Here it is. I have mother, Ayşe. Now, I want to create another mother. I have to say new. Now, this will be Jane. Let's make it uppercase. When I say save, I have Jane. If I click here, you see I created two different names. I hope you got the difference, my friends. Now, is there any question? Okay. Now, my friends, what is the difference? You know, in this mother, I said I want to give mother name, but on the student, I said, please give student number. This is all I can control. Now, this is another question. Can I change this one? Now, I don't want Salesforce provide this number. No, I don't want it. From now on, I want to provide my student number I will control that. I will say that now I want to provide student number, not Salesforce. Can I do that? Sure, I can. Let me go and change it. I hope you are getting, my friends. Now, as you see, student number is controlled by Salesforce. I said, no, not anymore. I'm going to control it. Okay, let's go and change this part. Here we are. I'm on mother object. But I have to change something on student object, right? Because of this, I have to go and check student object. Okay, let's go to Object Manager. These are the objects. Okay, I have to find student object because I want to make some changes on that object. I have two options. I can scroll down. Let's go scroll down a little bit. Here it is. I have student object here. This is the first thing. I can scroll down and then find it. And please, while we are here, I want you to show this. You see, these are standard objects, which means these are created by Salesforce. I didn't do anything, but you see, this is custom object. I created this one. We both created, okay? And this is IP name or ID. Let's go with name for now. You are going to learn later. You see, we don't have anything here, but in this part, we have special thing, which is called __C. You can understand from here. This is called custom You see, custom. If you create an object or field, you are going to see this student underscore C, which means this is a custom object or custom field we are going to create in our last session. You see, we have something here. You can understand from here if this object is custom or standard. As you see, we have underscore C, which means this is a custom object. If someone hides here, they say, no, you cannot see here. Please check and find the custom object. I can find it easily. This is called custom. Now, okay, this was the first thing we have found it. You can scroll down and find the custom object, or you can just write here, student. You see, I have student object here. Which works for you? Everything is fine. Okay, you can write student object here or scroll down. Now, I'm going to select the student. Now, we have to go on a break. It's break time. Let's give 10 minutes break. After coming back, we are going to deal with everything, okay? Okay, let's go and give a break, my friends. 10 minutes break. See you in 10 minutes, my friends. See you in 10 minutes. Now, my friends, we are going to learn how to change some fields, how to edit fields. You see, Mr. Murat has a request, my friends. Please, you know that Murat is our assistant teacher. He's going to help you. If you have any question, you can ask him, you can directly message him. He's going to help you. Okay, now, my friends, let's go. These are the fields you are going to learn. I believe at least for 1 week, we are going to learn this. This is the details about our student object. These are the details. Now, let's go. Here it is. This is our API name. You don't need to think too much for now. We have lots of things. While we were creating, we selected all these things. Okay, you remember, right? Was it in, is it deployed or it's in structure? You know, you are producing something like, okay, this is the plural label. These are the details. If you want, you can edit all of them. But for now, we don't want. This is the thing, my friends, you should be aware. Please click fields and relationships. You see, we have fields now, which means, my friends, we are going to see these fields. Not all of them, but some of them you are going to see. Okay, let's go and click fields. You see, we have 4 fields, but believe me, you have more. You have lots of fields, but some of them are shown, some of them are not. Okay, you can see some of them. Now, you see, we have created, we have last modified, we have owner, and you see, you don't have any control on them. You cannot edit, but student number. We were trying to edit this one, right? Now we are going to edit. Let's go and edit our student number. Here it is. I will go and click here. I have edit button here. When I click edit, here we are. I can change it now. Now, the name was student number. Nope. I want to change it student name. Can I? Why not? Here it is. Now, what I have done, you see, we have student number here. I changed this number to name. That's all I did. Okay. Now, it was auto number. Nope, I don't want Salesforce give the number. I'm going to say text, which means from now on, I'm going to give that number or whatever I want, I can give it. It can be text, number, it's all up to me. Okay, I changed everything. Now I'm going to say save. That's all. Now let's go here. I need to refresh because I made some changes. You should understand this part, my friends. Let me explain it. We have Salesforce computer, cloud, Sales Cloud. We have our laptop. I said, I want to make some changes. When I say save, it goes to Salesforce, makes some changes on the Salesforce internet, in Salesforce database or Salesforce server, and then I need to fetch it. Because of this, every time I have to refresh because I made some changes. Okay, sometimes it takes time, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes. Sometimes it can take 10 minutes because it's related to resources. It depends, okay? But mostly we may need 2 minutes because I need to refresh every time. Okay, now let me refresh one more time. Okay, you see, I have student name. This was student number. It's changed to student name now. Okay, now I want to create a student, new student. I can click here. You see, now Salesforce is asking me, give the name. I can say 1. It's all up to me. Now I will say save. You see, student number, student name is 1. Okay, let me go and create another. It's asking me, I will say Mahmud. This student name is Mahmud. Save it. You see, it's Mahmud now. If I click here, you see, I can do whatever I want. Can I change the student number? For sure. Let me click here. This was student number 0110, 100 anyway. Now I want to change it. Let me click here. Nope. Your name is Hülya. Let's save it. Let's go and check all students. You see, Hülya is here. I want to change again. I'm clicking here. If I want to edit, you see there's a pen here. I'm going to click that one. Here we are. And I want to say, your name is Jay. Save it. And if I click student, you see these are the students. Now, let's check one student. Let's go with Hülya. You see, my friends, I have lots of things. First, I have student name. Nice. Here it is. It says created by. This is my nickname. You know, in Canada, they cannot pronounce Resul because of, I say Russell. It's really easy for Canadian people to pronounce Russell, but they cannot pronounce my name because I'm using this. You see, it says owner and last modified by. We have 4 things here. Now, please follow me. Just watch, just watch. Now, you see, this is student object. You should just understand, my friends. Don't get confused. Now, here we have student name. Here it is, student name. We have created by. We have created by here. We have last modified by. Last modified by. These are field names, my friends. You see, we have owner. We have owner here. Okay, now just watch again. You should understand the structure, my friends, nothing else. I hope you can see. Let me make like this. Maybe it will be nice for you to see like this. Just you should understand the logic, my friends. Okay, just try to understand the logic because you are going to create a lot. Now, this is Excel. You know that. They store all data, Salesforce store all data like Excel. It's not exactly Excel, but some kind of. You know Excel because I'm giving this example. We have ID. You cannot see ID here, but it's there, believe me. And we have deleted. It's there in their Salesforce database. You can reach it. You are going to reach it later. Not now, but later you are going to know. Created by. You see, created by. Here it is, and here it is. Now, let me change my color to blue. Created date. We have date, but I cannot see here, which means this is hidden. Last modified by. Okay. Last modified by. Last modified by. And we have lots of things, and student name. I will show you a last thing. Student name and student name. I hope you got the relation in between all these things. We are creating some kind of, it's not exactly the same. Don't think we have Excel there and we are creating that field. No, it's not like that, but it's really easy if you think like this. It's really easy to understand the structure. Okay? Now, I hope everything is clear till now, because now we are going to create first name and last name. It's time to create fields, which means we are going to see first name here and last name here. Okay, we are going to create this too. And maybe if we have time, we are going to create lots of fields. Any problem? Any question? Is everything clear, my friends? If you compare yesterday's session and today's session, I think yesterday was some kind of piece of cake because you just listened, nothing else. But now you are doing something, which means you are diving a little bit deeper. You are learning how to create object, application, which means you are becoming, don't be lost, Zafer. Then let me help you, because everything I tried to explain here was explained in my PowerPoint. Now, let me repeat it because we have time, my friends. You should just understand. If you have any question, please ask me. And also, Murat, he is here to help. And maybe Fatma also is here to help. Please ask them, okay? Now, I will repeat the PowerPoint. I hope it will make a little bit summary. Zafer, after this class, if you want, you can share your screen and I can help, okay? Now, what we have learned, this will be a quick recap. We learned what is our org. We have backend, database, we have some users, we have lots of structure. You don't need to think about this is handled by Salesforce. Because they handle this part, becoming a Salesforce admin or developer is really easy, okay? Because they handle this part. We should handle backend, which is database, and users, that's all. Okay, what is backend? Let's go and see this. Backend means, my friends, we have objects. We have objects here. Account object, opportunity object, contact object. This is student object. It's in Turkish, my friends, student object. And we may have lots of more objects. These are called standard objects, which means Salesforce already created this. But this is called custom object, which I created as an admin. Okay, now, this is the first thing. And then we created an application. There were also, Salesforce have already provided some applications to us, which is sales application, which is service application, and we created university application. Also, these are called standard applications because it's created by Salesforce. This is called custom application because we created it. But what does application means? You need to use some objects. I can use account object, I can use opportunity object, and I can use student object. If I want to use another object, for sure I can, because we have home object, I use that one too. I created my application with 4 different objects. This is the thing we have done. Okay, now I hope you get what does application mean. This is a quick recap, my friends. Don't get lost because it's really easy. Now, this is called another application. What about object? What does object mean? Object means, my friends, it's some kind of Excel sheet. It's not exactly the same, some kind of. And in an Excel sheet, we have fields. We have fields. Let me show you again, because this is, as far as I remember, it was, we have animations here. Now, we have fields in this object. In this Excel, you have dealership, and it's here. You have customer name, it's here. You have car model, you have here. And also, after creating these fields, you can add some records. These are called records, my friends. We created some records on our student object and on our mother object. That's all we have done for now. Now it's time to create a field. It's time to create a field. Okay, let's go here. Let's go here. Now I'm going to, I don't want to change my screen. I'm going to create a field here, and I will see the effect here. Is it okay for you, my friends? Because some of our friends may have small screen. They may say that, oh, I cannot see exactly, please make it bigger. If it's okay for you, I want to do it like this. This part is setup page. This part is my org, which means deployed or production org. Now, my friends, this is the time. First, I want to change the student name to automation because I'm going to create a student first name, right? First, let's go and change it back. Let's make it bigger. Now, I want to change this to student number again. I regret. I said, oh, I made this change, but sorry, Salesforce, you were right. Now, I want to change it again. It's all up to my task. Now, I want to change it back. Here we are, because this is some kind of practice, my friends. I'm practicing. Let's go edit. Oh, sorry. I want to change it to student number. I'm really sorry because I had headache. I forget lots of things I can say. Okay. I want to change it to auto number. And which number I want to start? 1, 0. Let's go. Oops. Let's go with 9. It's all up to my control. I can do it. I'm going to say it, save. That's all. Let's go and see what changed. Here we are. Let me go here. I have to refresh. Let's refresh. Now you see, it says student number. If I want to create a new record, it's not asking me anymore because I said, please Salesforce, provide the number. I'm going to say save. Let's go here. You see, first, I have changed all these things, but now Yıldız, let me explain it after the class, okay? It's really easy. Maybe Murat can help you. It's really easy. You see, it didn't ask me. It gave this number, Salesforce gave this number right away. Now, let's go and create something here because this is nothing. Here we are. Here we are. I'm here. Let me show you again. Let's assume that I'm on home page. I have to go to Object Manager. I have lots of objects here. I have to find student object because I'm going to make some changes on student object. If I click, now here I am. Now I'm going to show you how to create a field. Okay, let's go and select fields and relationships. These are the fields for now. Let's create a new field. Here we are. Let's create a new field. Okay. I have to say new. Oops, we have lots of things here. We are going to deal this page maybe more than 2 days, my friends. We are going to deal with this page. Now, what is this? This is my student object, right? I hope you are getting my point, my friends. Now, I want to create a first name. This is my goal. Okay, it's nice. I can name it. But Salesforce is asking me, which kind of data are you going to store here? Will it be number? Will it be text? Or phone number? Or date? Or percent? Whatever. What you want. It's asking me. I have lots of options. Lots of options. But for now, I know that first name will be text, right? I know that. And also last name will be text. Before creating an object, I have to have this all. For now, I'm going to create a simple one, which is text. Now, let's go to our page, our setup page. Here we are. Now, first time, I have to select data type. Which kind of data I'm going to store in this field? I know that this will be first name, which means it will be a text, right? Let me scroll down and try to find text. Here it is. We have lots of kind. Text, text area long, text area rich, text encrypted. Oh, we have lots of options. You are going to learn all of them. But if you want, you can study this part because it's explained here. Let's read the first one. It says, this text data type allows user to enter any combination of letters and numbers. Okay. What about text area? Allows user to enter up to 255 characters on separate lines. We are going to do this. But for now, I need text. I need text. Okay, let me select text because you are going to learn all these data types, my friends. Here we are. I selected text, which means I'm saying that in this field, I'm going to store text. Okay, let's click next. Let's click next. Here we are. Label. What does label mean, my friends? You should understand now. We have 3 things. We have label, we have field name, we have data type. Let me freeze this one. Just give me a second, my friends. Here it is. I hope you understand. Here it is. When I say label, I'm going to see on the screen. This is called label. Field name means Salesforce will store like this. It will not store as student name. It's going to store like name. I'm going to say first name, but Salesforce will store in a different way. Why? Because we don't have space in coding. We have to put something there. We are not allowed to give space. It's related to coding part, my friends, okay? And we have data type. I said now, first name data type will be text. Now I'm going to provide the first name and you are going to see the field name right away. Okay, let's go and check this one. Here we are. I'm going to say first name. You see, my friends, this is field name. Because I have something here, you see, it's filled by Salesforce. I hope you get the point, my friends. And this field name has another meaning, you will see. Okay, the length of the name. How many characters will your name have? Let's say that if you are living in Mexico, they have, I believe, 11 names. As far as I know, it's like that. But in Turkey, not more than 3 names. It depends. And this is the length of the name. Let's go with 30. It's all up to us. Okay? You can give maximum 255. If you give, don't do, just watch. If I give 256, and let me say next, it will say that you see, oh, you cannot give it. You see, I have error. Maximum number is 255. For now, I will say, let's go with 40. Why not? Okay, this is the first thing, 40. Let's scroll down. Now, if you want, you can write some descriptions and help. It's all up to you. This is important, really important. Please be aware of this part. If I said required, what does this mean? If I select required, this means, my friends, let me make it small. Okay. Don't think this part. I'm going to hide this. Okay. If I say required, this field is required. And if I want to save a record, this will be done by Salesforce. You know that student 0. I don't know if it was like this. Let's go with this. If I don't provide a name, this record will not be saved. It will give an error. It will say that you mentioned that it's required fields, but now you have to provide. If you don't provide, I'm not going to save this one. Please, let's go and select required. I will say required fields, which means if you want to save a record, you must provide the first name. Okay? This is for now. You are going to learn unique while I'm teaching you email. Don't think too much. That's all for now. Okay, I selected required. That's all. Here we are. Let me make it a little bit small. I gave the label name and the length. I said it's required. Let's go. Let's click next. Here we are. This part is related to security, which you are going to learn it later. Which means don't think too much for now. You are going to learn it later, maybe 1 month or 2 months later. Don't think. Which means please click next. Now, this part is related to page layout. What does this mean? You don't know. Which means you are going to learn it later. Don't think too much. Just say save. Now, what you have done, you created a field. I have a question. My friend is asking me. I believe it's important. Dennis says, does the admin make those kind of decisions or it's told? You know, you are not allowed to create by yourself. This is the structure. I think I tried to explain it yesterday. Let's assume that we have a company, not we, a guy, a rich guy, have a company. Let's assume that they are selling cars and they need a CRM program, which is customer relationship program. They decided to use Salesforce. And first thing, they need to hire sales architecture. They will say that, okay, now we want to create a Salesforce. Please help us. They will talk. This CEO or, who is responsible from this, I don't know. They will explain the structure they have. They will say that we have customers, they call like this, we have to make an appointment, we have to do this, lots of things they will talk. And this architect will create the structure. He will say that, okay, I need, let's assume that it's not cars, it's school, okay? Let's go like this because we are creating a school application. Your principal, or maybe CEO, whatever you call, or general manager, they will say that we need students. And this says, architecture will say that, okay, we need student object. And this object will have student first name and last name. And maybe, because this is a private school, school fee. And maybe discount. Lots of things they will say. Okay? And after creating this logic, they're going to hire developers, most likely 5 developers and 1 admin. And one of this developer will be a team lead. And according to the sales architectural prediction, this team leader will divide all this structure to tasks. This team leader will say that, okay, now we need to create a student object. It will have this kind of structure. And this is called Scrum meeting. You are going to learn it later. And you all will get together and give some numbers to them. And you have lots of tasks. You will say that, oh, this can be done in 2-3 days. Another developer will say that, oh, it cannot be in 3 days. It can be done in 4 days. Another developer will say that, no, it can be done in 5 days. And your team leader will say, oh, which means approximately 4 days. This is a task. It will be done in 4 days. And you are going to be volunteer. You will say that, okay, now I can do this task. And they will assign this task to you, which means you are going to have all these things and they will give you, let's say, 4 days, and and then you will start to code. Not code, actually, manage everything. Okay, which means you have no decision. They are going to say everything. They are going to tell you. They will say that do this, do that, do that. But if you struggle, if you have some new opinions, new approach, then you can discuss with your team leader. You can say that, you see, sales, this architect gave this opinion, but I have a new one. If we create this, like, maybe you may give some opinions, but at the beginning, most likely you will just listen. Okay? Which means you don't need to think too much. Just you should understand what to do, how to do. That's all. Now, custom field, sorry, we are creating a field and we have page layout. You don't know anything about page layout, which means you are going to say, save it, it's done. We have created our first field, save it. Okay. Now, what we have done, we created a field. Now we have first name field. Okay, let's go and check. Here we are. Let me refresh. Nothing changed. Let's go and select one of our students. Here it is. You see, I have first name here. Okay, I can provide now if I want. Let me change this because this is not editable. This is called read only. Let's go and give the same name because I named this, or you can name whatever you want. This is the name of our student. Let me save it. You see, I have a name now. Let me go and create from scratch. Here it is, new. I don't want to give the name. I don't want. Let's go and save it. Oops, it says, nope, you can't. Why? Because while creating this field, you said that it is required. If you want to create a new record, you must provide the name. Otherwise, I cannot save it. This is a warning from Salesforce. Let me repeat again. While I'm creating this field, I say that please don't save it if they don't provide the name because it's required. Let me show you again, my friends, because this is important. Later you are going to learn. Here we are. We have first name here. Let me click. It says required, which means, my friends, if you don't give a name, it will not be saved. It's required field. We are going to deal with this later. Okay, I can change it if you want, but for now, I don't want. We have created a new field, which is called first name. Okay, now let's go and create another field. Let's go and create another field. Let's go and create another field. This will be last name. This will be last name. Okay, I think this is easy now, right? Let me go and create new field. Okay, let me click here. New. Oh, this is data type. Because I'm going to store last name, I have to select text. Let's go next. I know this is the last name. Here it is. What about length? I don't know. Let's go with 30. I can store 30 characters. Okay. Is it required? No, I don't want. If someone wants to provide, they can, or it's all up to them. Okay. Let's go next. Now, you see security. You are going to learn it later, which means pass. We will say next. Page layout. Don't think too much. You are going to learn it later and save it. Now, I have last name here. Okay. You see, field name is different. It's similar, but not exactly the same. As you may understand, we have underscore C. What does this mean? It means custom. This is a custom field, which means as an admin, I created. Salesforce didn't. I created this. And this field name is also called API name. You are going to learn it later. This is called API name also. Field name is called API name. Okay, now it's ready. Let's go. Here is my student. Let me first refresh. Now it's connected to Salesforce org. Now it fetched everything. Let me create a new student. You see, I have last name here. Okay, it's nice. We have a red asterisk here, my friends. If you see red asterisk, it means it's a required field. It's a required field. You have to provide something. Otherwise, you are not going to save. It will not save. Salesforce will say, nope, I cannot save it. Now, let's go. This is my student. I will give Adem. Let's go with Yeşil. I'm going to save it. Here we are. You see, I have first name and last name. I have first name and last name. Let me click here. Where is it? Hülya, Jane, Mahmut. Where is my, here it is, because I can see just student number, sorry. I'm confused. If I click here, you see I have Adem Yeşil. This was my student. Now, let me create another one. Here it is. I want to give a name like TJ. This guy doesn't have any last name. Can it be? Why not? Because you see, last name is not required. We don't have any red asterisk here. This symbol is called asterisk, my friends. Let me make it big. This symbol, red thing, is called asterisk. You see, last name doesn't have any asterisk, which means it's optional. Now, I'm going to say save. Let's make it small. You see, I don't need any last name. I didn't provide any last name, but I must provide first name because it's required field. Okay, we have created another student. Now, that's all for today, my friends. That's all for today. But the thing I want, you are going to learn it later. You are going to learn it later, but I want to show something. You see, I want to see name here, first name, and also last name here. It's empty. You can do like this. You are going to learn it later, my friends, but it's really empty. I want to see something because I'm doing this. Please, my friends, do with me. Let's go this gear icon. What I'm doing, I want to see student first name here, my friends, and also last name. I want to see here. I'm trying to do that, but you are going to learn it later. We have lots of stuff to learn, but for now, let's do this. Let's learn this. Please click here. And you see select fields to display. select fields to display. Click here. Which fields you want to see? I want to see first name. Let me scroll down. I want to see last name. If you want, you can say record ID, because this is important. Record ID. Let's save it. Here it is. If you want, you can remove record ID. It's all up to you. It's all up to you, my friends. If you want, you can, or you can remove it. Now, you see, I have first name, I have last name, and I have student number. One of our friends, Hakan, asked a question. I believe it's important. It's important. He said that, you know, about this student name, is it a required field? Yes. This student name is required, my friends. It's required by automatically. Salesforce says that you must provide student name. But about first name, I said it's required. As an admin, I said it should be required. But student name, you cannot save any record without a name. It is a must. Okay? It's a must. But last name, I said, no, it's not required. You can provide, you can give the last name or not. It's all up to you. Okay? That's all for today, my friends. Is there any question about fields? We have 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes. I want to make a quick recap. Quick recap. What we have learned. We have learned what's the structure of Salesforce org. Nice. We have learned how to create an application. Nice. We have learned what is object. And we have created 2 different custom objects, because we have standard objects, which is created by Salesforce, and we created a custom object, which is created by us. We created that one. And then we created fields, which means it's the column for Excel sheet. And we created some records. That's all for today. Tomorrow, we are going to learn, let me show you, the type of data. We are going to say that now this is a field. Let's go and create currency. Let's go and create email. Let's go and create percent. Let's go and create text area long, time. We are going to learn this part, my friends. Tomorrow, you are going to create one field for each. Not all of them, but most of them you are going to learn. We are going to learn the fields tomorrow, my friends. I hope everything is cool and you got everything. As one of our friends asked while we were in the break, she said that it seems that I understand, but if you ask me to do by myself, I believe I can't. It's the thing, because if you learned what I said, now it's enough. You have to practice. You should maybe listen this video again, and then you should practice. Believe me, maybe let's say in 2 or 3 days, you are going to be expert about creating fields, because it's not that hard. Okay, my friends, now I'm going to stop recording. If you have any question in Turkish, first, I try to explain it. English speaker friends, our friends, they have priority. They can ask their questions right away, and I will be happy to answer. Also, I think Murat is online now. If you want, you can ask your questions to him for sure. And if you want to ask your question in Turkish, I will be happy to answer. But first, English speaker friends, and then Turkish. And if you have some questions to ask, you can share your screen. That's all for today, my friends. I'm going to stop recording. I hope everything is clear for today.